Star Wars Battlefront 2 was probably a lot of people's favorite Star Wars game ever, and what a lot of people view to be the pinnacle of Star Wars video games. And then when we got the third trilogy of Star Wars things, we got that Battlefront Electric Boogaloo in 2015 that just... it ruined everything. It was terrible. It was a waste of hard drive space. When I played through the remake or reimagining or unimaginative renaming of Star Wars Battlefront, I couldn't help but think about how stupid I was for buying what was basically a few new map packs for what the open beta showed me, and then thinking, does this sully the name of the original Battlefront? Was the original Battlefront as good as we remembered it? Like, shit, it's been 10 years. 10 years is certainly a long time for you to have more fuzzy, fond, nostalgia-tinted memories of something, so I went back and played the original 2 Battlefront games. And yeah, I'll just let you see for yourself. Star Wars Battlefront the First, aka the movie tie-in game that came out with Star Wars Attack of the Clones, is exactly that. It's a shitty movie tie-in game. To its credit, it did have online multiplayer, but, well, for one, I had no way of playing it, and for another, even at the time of the online multiplayer, it was very hard to get on because this was for the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, which very few people use the online capability outside of maybe Halo. I honestly don't remember ever making my PlayStation 2 go online when I had one as a kid. You can get a feel for how this game plays without actually having to get too into it by going through just at least one of the story campaigns. And hoo boy, where to start? The AI that you play with and against is dumber than rocks, including just standing around, walking into enemy fire if the other team can even figure out where to point their people to shoot at you. And this game has an auto-aim so overbearingly overcompensating for any lack of skill that all you really have to do to kill things is just hold down the fire button until everything in front of you is dead. The objectives and the various captures felt slow as I waddled around the map trying to figure out exactly how I do certain things. And the whole story mode is punctuated by these awfully, just terribly dubbed over scenes from the Star Wars movies. And these that doesn't even match up. What are you doing? And they've got these terrible voice actors for the cutscenes, and I should mention at this point that droidekas are insanely overpowered. The majority of your deaths in this game will be at the hands of a destroyer droid. Playing as the clones, destroyer droid every time. Playing as the Sith, destroyer droid every time. Playing as the stormtroopers, destroyer droid every time. It's just not very entertaining. This is the pinnacle of shitty movie tie-in game. It probably did not help that the trilogy was not complete, so they had to awkwardly truncate the game for the story portion. And skirmish mode is more the same, Galactic Conquest is there, but this game really isn't worth playing. Especially since there's no way to actually play as any of the heroes, you just see them hanging around on various story missions. Battlefront 2, on the other hand, it's an entirely different experience and actually is good. Before I even started the concept of this video or any of that, I would still come back to Battlefront 2 every couple years or so and just play the shit out of it. It's great. It still works well on PC. The only thing weird about it is during loading screens and mini menus, it goes into this 4:3 aspect ratio, which you can't even tell unless you've got some sort of OBS or recording thing showing you what it looks like and as it readjusts. But overall, it's a great game. The classes actually feel unique and you do something with them. The story mode is, at least we got a coherent story that isn't just terrible overdubbing of characters telling us to go do things. You get to follow the 501st as they go from an elite team of clone units to Vader's Fist. And the AI is still really fucking stupid, but it's a tolerable, really fucking stupid. You can't play on hard mode with them if you're playing single player just because your AI will be the Achilles heel of your strategy every time, since they like to run up against walls and stand around and do nothing. But you can still have some fun on Galactic Conquest. Hero characters get introduced. They're no longer something you just stare at wondering if it's actually helping you or not, and they are a ball to play with. Still, to this day, the sort of rage, bloodlust meter they work on is great. They actually feel like massive game changers in whatever battle you're doing. And the hero brawl is just one of the best things ever. Like, I still have trouble thinking of a similar multiplayer experience I've had that comes as close to the hero brawl on the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's the best. Another great feature of Battlefront 2 was adding in space battles, which were simple enough, a lot of fun, and you could do whatever you wanted to in the game and still have a good time. You could fly around shooting the crap out of other fighters, gaining space superiority. You could be a bomber outside taking out the frigates. Or you can be an infiltrator like I played a lot, where you sneak a dropship into the enemy base and then just blow everything up from the inside. There's really something for everyone in these games. While the multiplayer was pretty popular back when this game was in its heyday, unfortunately nowadays it's very hard to get a game going, as you'll all need to be on some sort of hamachi or virtual server of your choosing, and then there's a lot of funny business with trying to set everything up so everyone can play together. Which is a damn shame too, because this is one of my favorite games that even now I still come back to, which is what makes the next game in this series a little more disappointing than it already was. I remember the massive wave of hype coming out for Star Wars Battlefront 2015 edition. Everyone was excited and clamoring to get into the beta, alpha, whatever they call it now, servers. And for the most part, we were like, yeah, this is okay. All thinking in the back of their heads they're probably saving all of the big features for the game's launch. And then the game launched. And it was more of the same. And I was frustrated. Yeah, this game just does not deliver. There's no more classes, you just have these hokey, like, oh, pick your gun and pick your power-ups that you have to grind for a million years to get. All the maps are insanely repetitive, even on, like, different ones. Like, once you've played one, like, game mode, you've played it on every other map. Space battles have been reduced to just power-ups you pick up when running around, and you can maybe shoot down another ship and strafe a couple groups of dudes if you can ever find them. Heroes are okay, but they're still something you just run and find a power-up. And it's disappointing. It's not even like super bad. It's just really disappointing and does not feel like what a Battlefront game should be. You know, I have a theory on this. A theory that I guess makes sense if you think about it, but we all know that DICE knew what it was in possession of when EA doled out the Star Wars contract to them to make a new Battlefront game. And I can't help but think that somewhere in an executive boardroom, some suits from Mauschwitz or EA or something like, yeah, let's make one of those freemium free-to-play games. We can get so much money out of these Star Wars nerds. And then DICE, realizing how bad that would be, like, no, make it a single-player game. No, we can't do that. And eventually there was a compromise between the two where you could pay money and just buy Star Wars Battlefront 2015, but I can't help but get the feeling that this was originally meant to be a freemium style game. The way the classes are made, the arcadey feel of it, how everything is half-baked and you have to grind for a shit ton of stuff. I just can't help but get the feeling that you were supposed to buy booster packs or some shit to get those abilities, and there are going to be a bunch of other pay-to-win or like pay-to-skip or advance money sinks in this game. But instead we get Greedo DLC. All the while we're waiting for them to inevitably announce Battlefront 2 though, I couldn't help but think in the back of my head, comparing the original Battlefront to the original Battlefront 2, looking at them side by side, you can kind of get a sense that they kind of just made all the bare bones assets and the proof of concept in Battlefront the First And then in Battlefront 2, they fleshed everything out and made a really good game. They didn't like update very many of the models or any of the textures. They just worked on making as cool of a game as possible. And maybe that's what the new Battlefront 2 is gonna be. And then come early June, I got to go to a special event before E3 where I waited in line for cumulatively about 5 to 6 hours to play one round of Battlefront 2. And holy shit, it was a good time. Classes are back in Battlefront 2, but you can still like doodle around with the guns and stuff, like if you want a particular variant on your particular class, but you can't like go around building your own little setup. And for the most part, it stays true to like the fast and loose style of play of the Battlefront 2. I had a blast. There are these card things though that gave you buffs, but all of them were unlocked, so it didn't matter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no. Not this. I can't help but feel that this is a massive clusterfuck that's going to blow up in someone's face in some office. And I can't help but be reminded of the original implementation of implants in PlanetSide 2, which, if we all remember correctly, Matt Higbee, the original head of PlanetSide 2, went on Reddit later on explaining that implants were forcibly put in, which maybe these card things for Battlefront 2 are the same case. We're just someone in a suit in an office somewhere said, we need to make more money off this. And that's exactly what these are. Luckily though, it is July as I am recording this, like the very beginning of July. And this game doesn't come out till much later in the year, so we have a few months for the people at DICE to beg and plead with the suits to say, no, this is a terrible idea. And maybe it will happen. All I know for certain is the core gameplay of Battlefront 2 was a great time, the heroes were fun again, the objective felt meaningful, and the gameplay just didn't feel like the pseudo-freemium shit from the first Battlefront in 2015. So I guess only time will tell if this turns out to be good. You know, I was gonna talk about the canceled Battlefront 3 in this part, or Galaxy in Conflict, Galaxy of Turmoil, etc., but I'm gonna save that for another video. I'll see you guys next time.